Hello there friends, Ken here, welcome back for a continuation of our one night in Karazhan. That's right, for the third week running, we're still spending one night in Karazhan. And last time we made it through the opera, we pushed Barnes to one side, said hang on, we've got stuff to be doing here, we need to rescue Medivh before the tower causes havoc. The guests are here, the party's ready to kick off. We need to get to the top of the tower and rescue Medivh from the clutches of Prince Malchezaar or wherever he's actually gone to. So, we'll hop in. And we did the parlour, we did the opera. And now, the Menagerie ready to open. So let's step inside.
The Curator guards the Menagerie, home to Azeroth's most exotic creatures. Beyond lie the Master's chambers and the portal to save Medivh.
So here's, I guess, the Curator. Is this chap in the middle, maybe? Look at this. There's hydras and bats. And, oh, murlocs down the bottom. Look at this tiger. Wow. And this giant crab. Fantastic. Real exotic beast lying in wait.
Curator is releasing the Menagerie. We shall need to fix it.
See, so another thing, it's gone a little bit crazy without Medivh there. Your hero has taunt. Huh. That's really weird. Wait, so we have to go face, I guess? So do we need creatures with taunt, maybe? Tough to say. Start with the druid, why not? We'll see what happens when we get in here. But if the hero's got taunt, that kind of implies we need to go face because we can't deal with the creatures. Either that, I guess we could play mage, have the spells to kill the creatures.
Malfurion versus the Curator.
Do not touch the displays.
I must protect the wild.
So I'm envisioning here we're going to see a lot of high attack, low health things. I'm going to imagine the Curator's got pretty stiff health amount. Only 30 health. Okay, that's not too ridiculous. So what do we need?
Curator is equipped for menagerie management.
Does that mean we need to make a face hunter?
My greetings.
Your request cannot be processed.
Okay. Summoning a panther. Not too weird. Well, we'll get the wild growth out. Nothing too fancy to start off with.
Bring me steel.
Oh, okay. Gonna start buffing up. I feel like maybe we need to get rid of this chap. I guess we'd get rid of both the chaps if we wanted to. Remember, we can't attack because we can't go. We'll have to hit the Curator if we do that, so. I guess we can do this, and then we can play the Azure Drake next turn. That works out pretty nicely for us.
Reprogramming the assistant.
A random mech, that could be something incredible.
The Curator is confused. You'll need to stop.
Okay, thankfully.
It releases everything.
Thankfully it wasn't anything too drastic. I quite like this as an idea though. So if you imagine like the menagerie's full of everything in exhibits, and then the Curator is just going around releasing them one by one. So you just need to take him out before he keeps sending stuff out at you. I guess we could get the Beckoner of Evil out as well for tempo here. Try and get more stuff on the board. I kind of want to do that because I kind of want to have a bit more board presence so that we can start pushing into face a little bit more actively.
Please comply with all gallery protocols.
The Arcane Blast. Okay, that's not too bad. Going to trade in, I guess, here. See, if we had the Azure Drake out still, we'd be able to do the big old swipe. So you see here, can't attack these. Gotta go face. Of course you gotta go face. And do we play another Azure Drake? It does die to the board. I'm kind of tempted to drop the swipe, but I also kind of want to hold the swipe for a more opportune moment. So now we're up. If we draw the 5/7 fella, we can drop him down. Oh, the Zoobot. Oh, that's really good when you can protect your dudes. This is one of the new cards. It will buff up one random friendly beast, one dragon, and one murloc. You do have to have a lot of stuff. You see, it only buffed this one murloc because these guys, not a dragon or a beast. But kind of terrifying nevertheless. Man, I wish we had the spell damage and the card. But we don't, so in the meantime... let's
This way, this way.
just push in. Attack the face.
Must remain inside the menagerie.
I think we're definitely going to need board clears at optimal times, so we want to get as much value out of our board clear as we can.
No more dragon droppings.
There's 6 for a random dragon, but there's a lot of high-end dragons. That is not a high-end dragon, thankfully. Let's get a swipe out. Now that we've got the buffed up swipe, get the value out of it. There we are, that's exactly what we wanted. Now this gives us a little more DPS, providing there's no board clear.
This way.
Should help us
This way.
take the Curator down ASAP. And there we are, we've got 11 damage.
This way.
Feel my wrath.
Look at that. And then we can, I guess we can play some cards, because why not? And we've stopped the Curator, thankfully, before it managed to release all of the exhibits. And we get the Zoobot.
Little tweak here.
I'm interested to see someone make a deck out of this. This little fella. But I think it's going to be tough. Because if it buffs one thing, you know, you play your beast on turn 2, and then you play your fairy dragon maybe. Then the next turn you do this. It's basically the old Shattered Sun Cleric, the 3 mana 3/3 that gives a minion +1/+1. The likelihood of getting it off on multiple creatures seems pretty low. Obviously it's great if you do. This I think is a much more interesting card, Menagerie Warden. Choose a friendly beast, summon a copy of it. So a much more consistent Ram Wrangler. Remember, Ram Wrangler is a 5 mana 3/3 that summons a random beast if you have a beast. And that could be incredible sometimes, but sometimes it would be pretty mediocre. Whereas this, like worst case scenario, you play the 1 mana 2/2 beast, right? And it costs you 7 mana, and you get a 5/5 and 2 2/2s, which feels pretty good. You know, you're basically getting a 5/5 and a 2/2 for 6 mana. That feels pretty nice. And then in like a good scenario, maybe you play the Stranglethorn Tiger, and then next turn you drop the Menagerie Warden. You've got 2 5/5s with stealth and this 5/5 as well. Sounds pretty good to me. Gazrilla, maybe a little ambitious, but it could happen.
This curator is sorry. Please assist in recapturing the creatures.
Nightbane. Mana Storm. Players start with 10 mana crystals. Okay. This feels like something we ought to build a deck for. I guess you can play wild in this. There's not really any reason why you couldn't. Maybe we'll throw a deck together quickly, seeing as we start with 10 mana crystals. New deck.
If you make a wild deck, you can only use it in wild games.
Right you are. Well, I'll bear that in mind. So, we want to just go to 7+ for now, because that's how we're going to go. Just put in these. Although they're not amazing, you know, they're all going to be decent. Got Dr. Boom, the Bog Creeper. Good solid stuff. Chromagus. Kel'Thuzad. Archthief Rafam, always a good choice. What about these top end ones? These top end ones aren't like necessarily that good, I feel like. We'll head out. We'll get rid of this and we can have a look at our spells. Recycle could be okay here. Menagerie Ward might be okay actually. How many? Do we have many beasts? No, not really. Maybe not any. No. It's tempting to get like Dark Arakoa out and then just put Cthulhu in here. Because Dark Arakoa is just a good solid card anyway. Maybe a Poison Seeds. What was I? Oh, Cthulhu. I was going to put Cthulhu in. Thing is, we've put the Dark Arakoas in. And then... see, something like Mark of Nature is quite a nice mana filler. I feel like. And then maybe... throw in an Innovate. Just for the sake of it. Give that a try.
If you make a wild deck, you can only use it in wild games.
Right. Let's see what this crazy dragon, Nightbane, has got in store.
Nightbane!
I wonder if it's going to have anything particularly fancy or if it's just going to be like...
I must protect the wild.
yeah, this is all okay. I get rid of the volcanic lumber. I guess, you know, we're already in high-end stuff, so... you can go for... like, there is a case to be made for... like, some kind of rushy kind of deck.
Loose exhibits may come.
This feels like a...
they must be restored to the menagerie.
I feel like there should be more to it than this hero power. This hero power's... I mean, it's only used... it's not really a hero power at all. It's just a condition for the fight. Which means that this Nightbane really doesn't seem to have an actual hero power. Well, let's start by filling out the board. It's always a good idea. Gives you a few options. Okay. Now we could play Stormwind Champ. I guess I should play the Stormwind Champ first if I was going to do that, but whatever.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
We'll get rid of the fella here so he doesn't cause any trouble. We could have kept a couple of our whelps up. That would have probably been wise.
We need to rescue Medivh.
The creatures must be saved. Then you may proceed.
Oh, wow, the Curator's not going to let us out until we round up the creatures. Which is fine. I mean, you don't want to leave Nightbane wanging around, I guess. Oh, he sapped us. That's quite cheeky, actually. Just clear things out a bit. Got to make sure these things don't get buffed up. But this feels like a fairly straightforward fight in all probability. I wonder how they're going to make that one hard. Maybe the opponent starts on 10 mana and you don't. That would be incredibly difficult. But I could see them doing it, I guess. But yeah, that was a very straightforward fight. Nightblade Templar, 3 mana, 2/3. If you're holding a dragon, summon 2/1/1 whelp. So if you're holding a dragon, then this is basically like a better version. Well, a different version of Muster for Battle. You know, you get a 2/3 instead of one of the 1/1s, but you don't get the weapon. It's pretty cool. You know, if Dragon Paladin's going to be a thing, then I could see this getting play. Runic Egg, this is a cool card. I don't know how much play it's going to see in Constructed, but I think it's pretty cool in Arena. It's like you pay 1 mana. Your opponent has to either give you an extra card so that you can have, which will mean you have more options in hand, which is always a good thing. Or if they leave it out on the board, you don't get the options in hand immediately, but you get the potential to gain some tempo by buffing up this card and trading it in. So, some interesting stuff going on there.
The Demon Illhoof, most dangerous exhibit. Approach with caution.
Trustian Illhoof. Only icky imps can damage Illhoof. So this must be, I presume, something to do with the way the battle functions. So let's go in with like a zoo. Appropriately named the Menagerie, which, as I mentioned last week, was actually something I named way before this expansion even showed up. Yeah, so you see he's immune to anything else.
Just in time. Your soul.
So is this an icky imp over here? I kind of want to have a look, but there's no way to hide these. The 1/3 feels like it'd be a good way to kill a 1/1, so definitely want to keep that in hand.
The ritual begins now.
Summoning rituals are not permitted.
Let me look at this thing. What are you? Icky Imp. Resummon this minion and Illhoof loses 2 health. So you resummon it, so if you can just ping it over and over and over and over again, that could be pretty cool.
I greet you. Your essence feeds the ritual.
So we've just got to keep killing these 1/1s. And so he's going to have lots of taunts. Probably a Zooish kind of deck. That's actually quite an interesting mechanic to play with as much as anything else. So here we can kill off this Taunter. We can get a Divine Shield down. Because it's essentially a free 1/1 all the time. Oh wow. So now if we had some AoE, we could really deal some pretty serious damage. Sadly we don't have any AoE, but that's fine. We're looking to clear minions anyway, not necessarily empty the board out. This is a great icky imp killer.
I fight.
Damn it. Rude. The corruption. Who uses corruption? Man, we just need some consecration. We should be playing Paladin. Paladin's great at dealing with 1/1s. Actually, a lot of classes are. I guess Mage would be great here. Odds are in our favour on this one.
It's getting hot in here.
So the only thing to be wary of course, is that this is... there are 5 1/1s that are constantly going to be on the board now, so... that is a little something to be cautious of. Kind of doesn't matter what we do here. This thing's going to die anyway. More corruptions. Filthy. We just need to... I guess that you could just do this with like a few like low low attack, high health taunt minions. So something like the 1/4 Gorilla Taunt. That would do you really well here. Oh, Imp Gang Boss could be great in this situation. I feel pretty confident here. Unless Illhoof's got like a Bloodlust or something, which is possible.
The ritual must be completed.
Doesn't look like it though. Thing is already attacking us. Uh-oh. Up to 6 mana. 5 damage, restore 5 health. That's kind of rude. It does cost 6 mana though, which seems like a lot. This is ideal for us. So we'll draw another card, see what we get. A Flame Imp.
My seal for Argon.
So the taunt's really good for us, obviously, because forcing to trade in. Oh wow, he's not going to trade in. Oh wow, there we go. I guess we can draw a card here. Oh, that would be good to have. I'm going to leave the taunts up. Purely because it means we're going to take less face damage here. And just in case he has like 1 damage. Okay, he doesn't have 1 damage. That's good to know.
My seal for Argon. A breach.
And that is Terrestrian Illhoof defeated. Cheers, Illhoof.
This curator thanks you. The menagerie will be restored.
Oh baby, the Purify. Silence a friendly minion, draw a card. Much debate around this card. And I think ultimately I agree with the general consensus, which is this is probably with 1 mana, right? Because there's a specifically because there's a 0 mana silence. And the 0 mana silence is silence anything, friendly or foe. So this is a worse version of that, which means that you're rating the draw a card at more than 2 mana. And I don't think just cycling a card is worth even 2 mana, let alone more than 2. Like, it's maybe worth a bit more than 1, but then we've established that silence a friendly minion is worth slightly less than 0 mana. Because there's a 0 mana card and a card, because there's a 0 mana card that does that. So I think at 1 mana this could see a tiny bit of play. At 2 mana it probably won't. Avian Watcher. Battlecry, if you control a secret, gain +1/+1 and Taunt, which will make it a 5 mana 4/7. That's pretty good. Fen Creeper is like a 5 mana 3/6 with Taunt. And that's decent in Arena. So I guess it's probably okay in Arena, although are you going to have secrets at that point? Even as a 5 mana 3/6 it's not terrible, but it's not amazing. So I'm not a huge fan of this card. Maybe there'll be some kind of cool secret deck, because there are some pretty strong secret cards, stuff like the Hunter, with their all secrets cost 0 and stuff like that. So maybe we'll see something along those lines. Time will tell. And then, for clearing the Menagerie, we get Menagerie Magician, which is a more powerful version of that the one we saw earlier. It does +2/+2 instead, but it's a 5 mana 4/4, so you're really punished in the stats. Again, same as the other card. I don't think you're going to have the stuff out on board. The problem with these kind of cards, I like them in design, but while Hearthstone is very similar to Magic the Gathering, one of the very key differences is the way the combat works, which is that combat's all decided by the attacker. So in Magic, you decide what's attacking, but then the defender decides what blocks. So it basically, you say, I want to attack with these 2 creatures, and then the defender chooses what those 2 creatures are attacking. And the benefit to that, obviously, is it's a lot easier to keep stuff alive because you can just not block with it. Whereas in Hearthstone, if you want to kill something on the opponent's side of the board, you just kill it. They don't really have a way to stop you. It's sort of like having a big taunt out in front of it. So it's a lot harder to keep things alive long enough to make this work. So I don't really seeing too much play. We get the Curator, which I think is a pretty cool card. 7 mana, 4/6, draw potentially 3 cards. And I feel like I wanted to see like a combo that would work, like a specific Beast, Dragon, and Murloc. You're like, oh, if I pull these 3 into my hand, I can do something incredible with them. But there's not really any Beast, Dragon, and Murloc that synergize with one another that I can think of. So I'm unconvinced it's actually going to do anything particularly useful, but it's a cool card anyway. We get 3 class challenges this week. We get the Hunter. We get the Paladin, I think. Oh, is that the Warrior? I don't know. I actually don't know. Oh, it says Warrior. It says down the bottom. It is a Warrior. And the Mage. I don't recognise the class symbols, which I guess tells you something.
We need to save Medivh before the party becomes a brawl.
So the Spire, week 4. But before that, we've got 3 class challenges. We'll take them on next time. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this 3rd segment of the night in Karazhan, I suppose. If you have, be sure to pop that like button and feel free to subscribe for more Hearthstone and plenty of other games as well, of course, or just pop back whenever. And there'll be plenty of new content, as always. I've been Ken, thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!